22 WSBT.
The ATR now has a replacement flying in and out of Michiana.
No bell ringers and no money for the Salvation Army.
And after Oprah sparing no expense for the holidays.
Now, Michiana's #1 news team. This is News 22 Now.
Good evening, I'm Luke Chubb.
And I'm Cindy Ward. There have been no reports of traffic jams today.
It's the first business day since the grounding of American Eagle ATR 72 planes. Officials at O'Hare Airport say other airlines are honoring American Eagle tickets, so there have been no major disruptions. The commuter carrier grounded all 41 of its ATR 72s over the weekend, a day after the government banned the plane from flying in icy weather. Ice on the wings is suspected in the October crash of an American Eagle plane in Roselawn, Indiana. American Eagle, which flies the most ATRs in the U.S., is restoring service to 10 cities by switching to the Swedish-built Saab 340. The temporary shutdown affects thousands of travelers since Chicago is the hub for departures and arrivals in the Midwest. Coming up at 6, Paul Kiska will be live at Michiana Regional with a closer look at the new American Eagle, the Saab 340.
Our kids have a drug problem, and it's rapidly getting worse. A University of Michigan study says 1 in 4 school children has used illegal drugs before reaching high school. Among 8th graders, 25% said they've tried drugs at some point in their lives. That's up 3% from last year, while the number of kids smoking marijuana has nearly doubled. Michigan's Institute for Social Research says kids are getting the wrong message, that drugs are glamorous, not dangerous.
Officials say it's a case of poor judgment on the part of a student who took a knife to school this morning. The John Adams High School student told officials he had taken the pocket knife to school for his own protection after he was threatened over the weekend. School authorities were notified after the 9th grader showed it to other students. He was suspended immediately, and the investigation continues. Well, with more than 2,600 students, Penn High School's future is up for debate: expansion or a new school.
The Penn Harris-Madison School Board meets tonight to discuss those possibilities to ease overcrowding, and it's expected the expansion plan will be approved. The school system has proposed a $12 million project that would expand the school by building 24 new classrooms, a new cafeteria, track, and gymnasium. But opponents have argued the best long-term solution to the overcrowding is to build a new high school. The meeting is scheduled to begin at 7:30 in the Educational Services Center in the Penn High School complex. Todd Connor will be there, and he'll have more on this story tonight on the night shift.
Meanwhile, Penn High School has been named as a defendant in a lawsuit over the death of a teenage boy in a school hallway 2 years ago. Penn student Skip Shaw died of a skull fracture after being elbowed in the temple by another student. South Bend attorney Steve Parkman says that the boy's parents are charging school staffers failed to supervise the area where the fight happened, one of the most crowded in the school. The suit also says the school staff should have known about the good chance of a fight between the two teens and taken steps to prevent it. The fight was the result of an ongoing dispute between Shaw and the other student. The other student was named in a lawsuit filed by the victim's parents in September of 1993.
Nobody really knows why, but holiday donations for those in need are running slower than expected this year. With unemployment down and the economy looking pretty good, you'd expect the opposite. But Ray Roth reports that just might be the reason why people aren't giving as much.
With few exceptions, people around the Michiana area are giving fewer Christmas donations for the needy this year. For some reason, a lot less loose change is being put in those Salvation Army holiday donation kettles. Kettle donations are down quite a bit compared to last year in South Bend, Mishawaka, and Niles, and down a lot in LaPorte. But they're still fairly strong in Elkhart and in Plymouth. Some speculate that the reason is because of a lack of snow or winter kind of weather. But whatever it is, it has officials concerned.
We are real concerned about it, and what we expect to do is basically use the media as much as we can to let people know that we are in need of reaching the goals that we have set in all the communities to meet our budget for the next year, not only at Christmas time, but for the year to come.
Another sign of less giving this year is at the Marshall County Neighborhood Center in Plymouth, where donated used and new toys for the Toys on Tables program are down. Director Diane Smith says lower unemployment and a strong economy might be the reason.
People might think that the economy is better, so there's not as much need out there. Maybe they don't need as much help as they have in the past, so people can help themselves a little more, which I know they are doing, but they still need that extra little help to make their kids happy.
Smith says they're still taking toys at the center until Friday, and there's still 2 weeks until Christmas. Plenty of time to give to the Salvation Army or whatever other favorite charity you might be interested in. And yes, there still is a need. I'm Ray Roth, WSBT News 22.
Most of the Salvation Army Corps in the area are short bell ringers and will still take volunteers.
The FBI says the latest bomb mailed to the so-called Unabomber came from San Francisco. A fatal mail bombing in New Jersey is making news in America now. A small package bomb killed advertising executive Thomas Moser when he opened it in his home Saturday. All of the details of the return address on the bomb aren't being released yet. The Unabomber has been blamed for a series of bombings and 2 deaths since 1978. Meanwhile, a bomb scare in Meridian, Connecticut slows Amtrak service there. Officials say a ticking package was taken from a post office and put in a parking lot about 150 feet from the train station. Amtrak stopped service on the line that runs to Springfield, Massachusetts.
A grand jury has indicted a South Carolina mother charged with killing her 2 sons. Susan Smith is accused of drowning 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex Smith in a lake near Union, South Carolina. She first claimed that the boys had been taken in a carjacking, but later she admitted to police that she pushed the car into the lake. Prosecutors say they will decide next month whether to seek the death penalty.
Russia says it will not attack the capital of a breakaway republic. Chechnya is in your world news now. A spokesman for Russian President Boris Yeltsin denies Russia has bombed Grozny, the capital of Chechnya. He says there will be no assault. Tanks and thousands of Russian troops continue advancing toward Grozny. Russian and Chechen leaders are meeting with hopes of ending the conflict. The U.S. and French defense bosses want to strengthen the humanitarian mission in Bosnia. Both Defense Secretary William Perry and French Defense Minister Francois Léotard say that they believe that would be better than a pullout of the peacekeepers. A withdrawal could be viewed as a victory for Serb forces in Bosnia. Both the U.S. and France want to provide protection to a humanitarian supply corridor between the Adriatic and the Bosnian capital of Sarajevo.
A Greek ship is adrift off the coast of Alaska, and the crew is counting on the Coast Guard to rescue them. The engines of the 800-foot container ship were destroyed by fire on Friday. The 27 crew members aboard are all safe. Blankets and food were airlifted to the crew on Sunday. The ship is still seaworthy. The Coast Guard says the crew has had electricity on and off from a backup generator. No reports of injuries from the ship fire. Well, let's check on our forecast first.
And here's meteorologist Sam Scammon.
After a high today of only 28 degrees, we're still chilly right now at 26, but we are seeing some breaks in the overcast as the sun does set, and that trend of decreasing clouds should continue throughout the evening. Temperatures will be falling into the low to mid-20s by 10, down to around 20 overnight.
In our After Oprah story, we'll look at one woman who's been collecting decorations for 15 years.
That story is coming up, and later at 5:22, talk about golf lessons. Now you can earn a degree on the links.
But up next, did Prozac lead to violence? The jury makes its decision in the controversial trial.
You're watching News 22 Now with Luke Choate and Cindy Ward. This is WSBT, Michiana's news channel.
B-Windows year-end sale has begun. Save a huge 35% on all windows, siding, and sunrooms. Plus, I'm offering no payments for 6 months. Give yourself or someone you love a gift that will be enjoyed all year. Call before this sale comes to an end.
Look for the bumblebee. That's Faber's B-Window. B-Window.
Where does Santa do all his holiday shopping? Why, at Target, of course. Where right now you can get a 3-pack of Fujifilm, 100 speed $5.99, 200 speed $6.99, and 400 speed $8.99, and a coupon for a free Fuji videotape.
Time for magic.
On the next Coach.
Hey, it's from Kelly. Your daughter, Kelly?
No, Gene Kelly. Guess who's coming to college?
This is exactly where Kelly wants to come to school.
Well, you can kiss the next 4 years goodbye. But will full-time fatherhood
I don't expect you to change your whole life just because I'm here.
cool off Coach's part-time romance?
God, I want you.
Find out on the next Coach.
Well, then take me!
Weeknights at 12:35 after David Letterman. Luke's Family Health Focus is brought to you by Osco. At Osco, you can count on people who care.
I haven't slept all night, and I think it's the medicine.
My little girl can't swallow these pills.
Lots of places can fill a prescription. At Osco, you get something more. The Osco pharmacist.
She takes so many pills, she gets them all mixed.
A healthcare professional who takes the time to answer questions and be sure you know what you need to know.
Oh, what I forgot to ask.
Osco fills prescriptions at a very good price, but it takes more than medicine to help you feel better. It takes a pharmacist who cares.
At Osco, you can count on people who care.
Also making news now, an Indianapolis drug maker wins a big decision in the controversial Prozac trial.
A jury says Eli Lilly is not liable in a mass shooting at a Louisville printing press. The suit claimed the antidepressant drug Prozac led to the deadly violence. At the time, Joseph Westbecker, the suspect in the shooting, was taking the drug. Jurors reached their verdict in the first full day of deliberations after getting the case on Friday. Well, it's been called the most common chronic health problem in America.
The pain of sinus infection. But it can be cleared up with a new procedure in your family health cast. When decongestants and antihistamines don't work, doctors recommend an examination like this. Looking inside the nose, doctors find out what's blocking the sinuses. A small instrument is then used to make the sinus openings bigger. After the surgery, doctors say almost everyone breathes better and has dramatically fewer infections. Researchers across the country are closing in on the cause of lupus. That's a disease where your body's immune system attacks its own tissue. Here's a closer look in focus on your Family Health Report. Veronica Williams Robinson is finally taking some time for herself. Most of her day is spent raising her two kids. It's a tough job that's even tougher because Veronica suffers from lupus.
I've been out of work a lot, and as my kids say, Mom's tired all the time.
Fatigue is just one of the symptoms of lupus. The disease can lead to arthritis, heart and kidney problems, even death. For reasons no one really understands, lupus causes the body's immune system to turn on the body itself. For a long time, doctors didn't know much about this disease and were slow to diagnose it. Now they realize that lupus affects as many as 2 million Americans. They want to know how to stop it.
What we would hope would come out of this particular line of research that we're engaged in is a better understanding of what the initial triggering events for the disease happen to be.
Dr. Harden believes those triggers could be a combination of heredity and the environment, and he's using a federal grant to find out how that combination activates the immune system's killer instincts.
And if we can understand that, it will benefit not only patients with lupus, but patients with all types of autoimmune diseases, such as multiple.
Dr. Harden's answers are still years away. For Veronica, the challenge is living with lupus now. Medication and a positive attitude help her do that.
There's reason to believe that most people with this illness can be treated in such a way that they can go about life in a near normal fashion.
And that's good news, and soon there may be a reason to believe in a cure for lupus.
In the meantime, what do people do who haven't now?
Well, survival rates are improving. In the 1950s, nearly all lupus patients died from the disease. Today, 90% of patients will survive at least 5 years.
Good news. What's up tomorrow?
A new cure for nearsightedness? Well, we'll see for yourself tomorrow at 5 on Family Health.
If you have any stamps left over after mailing your Christmas cards, you'll have to head back to the post office.
There's a new stamp for the start of the new year. That story is still ahead. And later in sports, making the grade on the golf course could turn into a degree.
Our national network of Doppler radars indicated a few flurries worked through the southern Great Lakes earlier today. Most of the activity out west. What does that mean to our work week forecast? I'll let you know coming up next.
This cream cheese dip will win first prize with my secret ingredient. Paste pistache sauce ain't no secret. I use paste in my queso dip. Just add paste to Velveeta cheese spread and microwave.
Shoot, paste pistache sauce will line up any dip. I got a secret ingredient. That stuff made in New York City. New York City!
Pick up your party dips. Pick up the pace.
That's one secret you ought to keep the lid on.
Every day of your life, there is someone you care for, someone to protect and be there for. They're in your hands in so many ways, someone depending on you every day of your life.
There are lots of different ways you protect your family. Shouldn't life insurance be one of them?
A chilly day today across Michiana. The morning low 20, the afternoon high 28. The forecast is coming up.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. Grow a collection of fun with Chia Pet puppies, kittens, turtles, bunnies, plus the new Chia frogs, pigs, hippos, and Chia trees. Ask for it by name.
Chia.
The pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet is available at Revco, Quality, GL Perry, and Kmart. Makes a great gift.
I was so worried that EJ would never, be able to read.
I had hoped my teacher wouldn't pick me to read any books. Not any.
His self-confidence level was low.
It wasn't fun at all.
Sylvan has just been a godsend for us.
It was just my birthday, and I just sat there and opened all of my birthday cards and read them.
He's doing fantastic in all his studies. I'm very happy with Sylvan.
Now, meteorologist Sam Scammon with tonight's forecast.
All right, folks, how about that weekend? A little bit of everything for just about everybody. A little bit of sun, lots of clouds, 33 for a high on Saturday. On Sunday, we woke up to some lake effect snow, which accumulated about 1/3 of an inch, but most of it melted during the afternoon when we saw a little bit of the sun coming out. Sunday's high only 27 degrees, and it appears temperatures this week will remain just as chilly. Right now we're at 26 with cloudy skies, but some breaks in the overcast as well. Humidity 71%, dew point 18, pressure holding steady, 30.31 inches of mercury, southeast wind at 7 miles an hour, and elsewhere across the Great Lakes, downright frigid this morning. Grand Rapids with a little bit of snow cover this morning fell to 7 degrees. Madison was 1 degree below zero. Cedar Rapids 5, Green Bay 6. Right now, not quite as chilly, but still below normal. 26 Grand Rapids, 27 Fort Wayne, 31 Indianapolis, 27 Chicago. And again, we are seeing some breaks in the overcast occurring in through northern Illinois into extreme northwestern Indiana. Here's our latest satellite picture showing the clouds over Michigan, Indiana into Ohio. But if we zoom in real tight, you can see some breaks in the overcast occurring around Gary, Chicago, Peoria, down to around Kankakee and Springfield. And I think this will be the trend as we progress through the evening as all of this overcast slowly skirts eastward. And that may give way to some chilly temperatures overnight tonight, falling again down to around the 20-degree mark. On the forecast maps over the next 36 hours, we do have a very weak trough and area of low pressure skirting through the Great Lakes. May trigger a few flurries in through central lower Michigan and northern lower Michigan over the next 24 to 36 hours. But for us, it will come through on the dry side. Maybe a few clouds, but no flurries, no snow to anticipate yet over the next day or so. But our next system we'll have to carefully watch will be this one, working our way for Thursday. Computer models are telling us that it will be eroding and weakening as it does work into the mid-Mississippi River Valley, into the southern Great Lakes. Nonetheless, we still could see a light frozen mix as we are again on the borderline for precipitation type as we do progress into Thursday. Another one to watch. So in my forecast for us tonight, slowly decreasing clouds and cold. Lows in the upper teens, lower 20s across Michiana. And then for tomorrow, partly sunny, chilly. We may hit the freezing mark. A milestone for Michiana weather, considering how chilly it has been. And speaking of temperatures, we have a very comfortable, what we hope to be a comfortable weather school question. It deals with the comfort standard, which is an indoor temperature under which most people enjoy mental and physical well-being. What temperature is that? 67 degrees, 76 degrees, or 80 degrees? Think about that one. And we'll give you the question and give you the answer at 6 o'clock.
And indoor.
Indoor temperature,
Okay,
you bet.
indoor temperature. All right. We'll think about it.
All right. Today's cold weather is a reminder that not everyone can afford to stay warm.
That's why we're proud to sponsor a coat donation drive. Today is day 14 of our 22 days of giving. So far, we've collected around 7,000 coats. You can donate your extra winter wear at any First Source Bank or Zyker Cleaner location or any United Way agency in southern Porter County. And if you need a coat, please contact your local Salvation Army office. And looking for the perfect gift for a football fan?
Charlie Adams says you can cash in on Joe Montana checks. That's up in the sports. But next, Happy New Year's from the post office. The price of stamps is going to go up.
At many supermarkets, this is where the bakery dough starts out, in a freezer. At Meijer, we start out by putting our dough right in the oven. That's because it's made in the shape by hand. Most everything from scratch. Muffins, rolls, breads, cakes. At the Meijer Bakery, you're likely to never find a donut that started out frozen. Yeah, that goes for donut holes, too.
"22 Days of Giving."
Got an extra coat in your closet? Any color, any size, any style?
Any shape.
First Source Bank and Zyker Cleaners will take any coat.
The clean coats go to people who need them.
Free of charge. We like helping people.
And you can help too.
By joining WSBT TV's 22 Days of Giving.
Sponsored by First Source Bank and Zyker Cleaners.
Scotty. I am PFC Dustin Owens. I'm stationed here in Kirchhoff, Germany. I'd like to say hello to my girlfriend Anna and my mother and all my other relatives and friends in Warsaw, Indiana. Keep it safe. Happy holidays.
I'm Pry Russo from Vilstek, Germany. I'd like to say hi to my family in South Indiana and wish them happy holidays.
I'm Sergeant Anthony D. Hively, stationed in Vilstek, Germany. I'd like to say hi to my family, the Hively family back home in Columbia City, Indiana, and happy holidays.
A 29-cent stamp isn't going to be enough in the new year.
That's right. In 1995, it's going to cost more to mail a letter in money to you. The Postal Service voted unanimously today to impose new rates on the moment the new year begins. The price of a first-class stamp will rise from 29 cents to 32 cents. It's the first time postal rates have increased in 4 years. Stocks closed higher after being lower for much of the day today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained more than 27 points, and advancing issues were slightly ahead of decliners.
So Joe Montana is the thing for Christmas, and we don't even know whether he'll play tonight, do we?
That's right. There's all this speculation he may retire soon, and he says no. But the injuries are catching up to him. Kansas City quarterback Joe Montana says it's 50-50 whether he'll play tonight. In the big game against the Dolphins, he has an injured foot. At 7-6, the Chiefs had better find a way to beat Dan Marino in the 8-5 Dolphins.
Very critical that we win. We don't really have a choice. I think one more loss, and unless everything falls apart, we'd probably be out of it. So, well, we have to win.
We have 3 games, and we control our own destiny as far as that's concerned. So you got to try to be positive and just go out and play hard, prepare hard, play hard, and good things will happen.
All right, how famous is Joe Montana? Well, the former Notre Damer has his face on a series of personal checks. It's a Christmas gift idea. Here's how you can get a free brochure of Joe as a chief and as a domer. Operators standing by, 1-800-400-CHECKS, and they'll send you a free brochure, and you can decide whether or not you want to get Joe Montana checks. Michiana is a golf-crazy area. Most of us are wacko about the sport. Have you ever thought about making a career out of golf? Not as a professional player or a professional hacker like Luke, but as someone in golf management. Down south, you can major in such a thing at a major university. 27 million of us play golf. We love the game and aspire to be around it, even develop a career in golf. At Florida State, you can get a college degree in golf management. There are some requirements. You must shoot an 80 on a regular basis. You will have to study accounting, marketing, and management to get a diploma.
I think it's extremely tough, and it should be, because there's so many people trying to get into the business that it's just overwhelmed right now.
Part of the reason for the change in the club environment is that we're taking it as a business, and professionals are starting to manage clubs. So, yeah, it can be fun, but it's still hard work.
The degree in golf management has received a lot of response at Florida State, partly because the Sunshine State is loaded with interest and places to play.
There's more golf courses here than any other state in the country, and the growth is nonstop.
People will be calling for catalogs now.
Yeah. So what, they've been majoring in football down there for a long time.
Add golf to it.
That and tanning, I think. What's the weather going to be like tonight?
When News 22 Now returns, Sam's back with his evening forecast and decorating for the holidays outside and inside the home.
This is gonna be perfect. 24 people divided by 3 pies is 8 people per pie.
Hey, hon, my brother wants to know if he can bring his in-laws.
What?
It's that time of year again.
26 divided by 3 is, uh-oh.
Well, can he?
We'll help you make the most of it.
No matter how you slice it, you'll save on Field whole boneless Kentuckian ham, $2.49 a pound. Jack's 12-inch original pizza, 3 for $7. Seifert's potato chips, 2 for $3 with coupon and $10 additional purchase.
Now at Bookouts, it's a free inventory sell-off. This is your chance to really save on Whirlpool appliances. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, ranges, and more, they're all pre-inventory sell-off price. Plus, get free credit till next March. This is one time when our large stock of Whirlpool appliances is a problem for Bookouts, but it's a buying opportunity for you. Everything in the huge Bookout showroom is marked down. So if you need new home furnishings, don't miss the free inventory sell-off. On now at Bookouts.
Hey, hon, would you know where to find out?
Want to know the simplest way to find out anything? Use CityLine.
CityLine is easy to use. With a touch-tone phone, you can track down the latest information on more categories than we can list.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I was looking for.
Look at all these categories.
Whew. For your complete list, call 674-0900.
Use CityLine.
Every December, we pay tribute to the ships that were sunk and the men who were lost at Pearl Harbor.
The story of the last warship to be sunk in battle is less famous, but carries a Hoosier name. Tonight at 6, we'll hear a survivor's tale and what he's doing now to remember those who were lost at sea.
Plus, a Michiana community rallies to bring hundreds of jobs into the area. Those stories are just 30 minutes away at 6 on News 22 this evening. And time now, I guess, to check with the evening forecast here with Sam.
Yeah, for those of you just walking in the door from work, it is not going to snow tonight. We'll see decreasing clouds instead with cooling temperatures. Temperatures falling into the low to mid-20s by 10, down into the upper teens, lower 20s overnight.
Boy. Well, those of you who watched today's Oprah picked up some great holiday decorating ideas. But there are some Mishawaka residents who are already experts.
300 families in the Winding Brook community have been lighting up their homes for the past 34 years, and many of their outside decorations are now working their way inside, as Deborah Daniel shows us in today's After Oprah.
The Dunbar home is filled with Christmas spirit. They've lived in this Winding Brook home for 5 years, and all this beautiful decorating runs in the family.
My mother has always been a real Christmas nut, and so as children growing up, we always had a lot of Christmassy things around the house, and we all had fun going around and decorating, and it became a tradition for us.
When she got married and started her own family 15 years ago, Mary Claire kept the tradition going, each year collecting new items. Many are sentimental, like the Swedish carousel from her mother-in-law.
They actually work really well, and you've maybe seen them. They spin and get going, and all the little characters go round and round.
And there's her children's nativity scene.
That's something that's very near and dear to our hearts, as we try to keep the reason for the season in mind.
Her sister-in-law makes Santas.
We've got quite a Santa Claus collection, and this is my new one this year.
It takes 2 days to put out all of her Christmas decorations, and they remain up through the entire month of December. Mary Claire says her electric bill doesn't go up that much, and the worst part is taking it all down. In Mishawaka, Deborah Daniel, WSBT News 22.
Yeah, it would look so bare after you've had all that up and take it down. Well, hundreds of Michiana residents drive through Winding Brook at night to see all the Christmas lights, as we all know. And tomorrow night at 6, the community will hold its annual contest for the best decorated home.
Yeah, we'll probably have a live report right here.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happening on News 22 now. Stay tuned for Inside Edition.
We'll see you back here at 6 for News 22 this evening. You're watching Michiana's News Channel.
This has been News 22 Now, the most watched news in Michiana. We're Michiana's news channel.